What if I told you that the only thing that's separating you from the most successful people in the world are 4 simple habits you can do every day? 12 years ago, when I was building my software company that does the ticketing for Formula 1, I became friends with some of the wealthiest people in the world. They weren't smarter than me or even working harder than me. They were just the best at doing 4 simple habits. So in this video, I'll show you exactly what those habits are. So now that you know what's in this video, let's talk business. Let's start with habit number 1. Be ruthless with your priorities. If you look at the best performers in the world, they are not doing more, they are doing less on purpose. They spend most of their time on the tiny handful of moves that actually move the needle. Here is how to do the same. Step 1. At the start of the week, write down your top 3 goals. Not 10, not 20, just 3. Then ask, if I could only hit one of these, which one would make the other 2 easier or even irrelevant? That's the one you circle. That's the leverage move. Step 2. Take that circled move and put it into your calendar before everything else. Before meetings, before email, before reacting to anyone else's priorities. That block of time gets protected like gold. Because here's the thing. If it's not in your calendar, it's not real. Back when I was building my software company, I could grind for 60 hours a week, knock out endless tasks and focus on making more money, but I was still stuck because I was always focusing on the wrong things. The second I changed that, our software as a service grew to over $200 million a year in transactions, all because I chose to focus on the right moves. Here's how I think about it. Every task falls into one of the 2 categories, maintenance or movement. Maintenance keeps the lights on, but movement pushes the business forward. Why would you spend your best energy on just maintaining the business? Why would you spend the majority of your energy just trying to survive by putting out small fires? Of course, those need to be dealt with, but they can wait. You're hurting yourself and everyone that works for you by trying to solve all their little problems, instead of focusing on the one thing that pushes you forward. That's the real meaning of prioritization. Become busy with the right things, not the things that just feel good to fix. Here's your next move. Open your calendar right now. Delete your maintenance tasks. Replace them with the single move that would actually change your week. And just do that. Become good at identifying what needs to be removed, not just what needs to be done. Now, once you see the difference one high leverage move makes, the next habit becomes clear. And it's the one that separates people who dream of success from the ones who actually operate at that level. Which brings us to habit 2. Stop lying to yourself. Here's the truth. Success doesn't start with strategy or tactics. It starts with honesty. And most people are not honest with themselves. They tell themselves stories like, it's the market, it's bad timing, it's the people around me. But here's what I learned. The moment you stop outsourcing blame, you get your power back. Here's how to do it. Step 1. Whenever something fails, don't explain it away. Just say out loud, this is on me. It feels heavy at first. But trust me, you will never feel more free once you get good at this, because everything becomes entirely in your control. Step 2. Once a week, write 1 sentence. Where am I lying to myself right now? Be brutally specific. Compare your core values with your actual actions. If they don't line up, that's where the lie lives. I used to blame everything but myself. My employees, my sleep, my relationships. But what changed my life was the moment I said, this is on me. Because I finally felt in control for the first time. Here's one last thing you can do to make this extremely easy. Take the one excuse you have been using this month, write it down, cross it out. Right under it, write one brutal truth you've been avoiding. Then send it to someone who will hold you accountable. That's it. Now, once you understand what your priority is and have taken responsibility, the next question becomes, how do you actually execute? Which brings us to habit 3. Be your 10.0 version. Every one of us has a version of ourselves that's already operating at a 10 out of 10. The clearest, sharpest, most effective version of you. The one who doesn't hesitate, doesn't make excuses, always moves with intention. Here's how you do it. Step 1. Define that 10.0 version in one sentence. Something specific, like I make decisions quickly and I finish everything I start. Step 2. Before every major decision, run it through that filter. Ask, would my 10.0 self say yes to this or no? If the answer is no, you already know what to do. Your next actionable move, take the hardest decision sitting on your plate right now, run it through your 10.0 filter, and execute before you go to bed tonight. No delay. Because every time you act like your 10.0 self, you train your identity to catch up. It's all you'll ever need to make sure that you're always making the right decision in business and in life. Now let's move on to habit 4. Guard your energy. Here's the rule. Every decision is a trade. It either costs your energy or it gives you energy back. Most people never see this, so they spend all day on hidden energy costs and wonder why they are drained by noon. The fix is simple. Step 1. Start labeling your decisions as energy positive or energy negative. Step 2. Build income streams of energy. Things that refill you. Training, sleep, nutrition, movement. Ignore them, and that's when burnout, bad decisions, and collapse happen. And your next move, block the next 30 minutes on your phone as non-negotiable energy. Energy is the real currency behind every move you make. And remember, a tired founder is a broke founder. So now that you know your priorities, how to be honest with yourself, and how to guard your energy, we go on to the last section. My system for making each of these habits 5 times more effective in half the time. I call it APEX. Here's the idea. Habits by themselves are fragile. You can do them for a week, maybe a month, and then they fade. But once you measure them, they compound. That's what APEX does. It turns good habits into measurable action. Step 1. Track 4 things every single day. Action, progress, energy, and X factor. Step 2. Keep it binary. It's a 1 if you did it, a 0 if you didn't. No maybes, no kind of did it. You either did it or you didn't. Your actionable move? Tonight, score yourself on those 4 things. Action, progress, energy, X factor. 1 or 0. Nothing in between. Tomorrow morning, wake up and fight to flip every 0 into a 1. When I was running 17 companies at once, I realized motivation wasn't enough. I needed a scoreboard. Apex became that scoreboard. Over time, the numbers exposed the truth. Where I was consistent, I scaled. Where I wasn't, I got stuck. That's the power of Apex. It makes success simple. Measure it, see it, compound it. Or as I like to say, discipline fails when it's vague. Apex makes it binary. And now you have got the framework, 4 habits, and the system that locks them in. If you enjoyed this video, you will love this one as well, where I show exactly how I engineered my mind to become the person I needed to be to achieve the success I wanted. Go check it out, and I'll see you there.